Before we begin, I want to say something. Um, as you know, the podcast been running for 44 episodes, and it was every Wednesday, except the first one, which was on a random Monday. Uh, so yeah, the announcement is because of other projects that I'm gonna do in the same direction. Not in the same way, but in the same direction. The podcast is gonna be moved. It's gonna start coming out every Monday, and it's gonna be the real how of the week today when I said it. So yeah. Also, as you know, next week we have a Monday, which is the next episode, episode 45, and yeah, there's going to be an Easter special for that one. Already spoiling it, but there's going to be an Easter special. Anyway, just gonna put this in, at the beginning. So yeah, enjoy the video. Good evening, wolves. You ever notice something? Every time the world feels like it's falling apart, people say, "This is new. This is chaos. This is madness." No, this is a new. This is exposure. Because systems don't suddenly break. They reveal what they've been hiding the moment pressure gets too high. And lately, there's been a lot of pressure. So tonight, we are not talking about headlines. We are talking about patterns. We are talking about the system. So let's get into it. Welcome to episode 45. The system doesn't break, it reveals. The theater of crisis. Every week there is something new. A crisis, a scandal, a conflict, a disaster. And every time the same cycle repeats: shock, outrage, division, destruction, and then silence, replaced by the next crisis. That's not coincidence, that's rhythm. Because the system doesn't manage events, it manages attention. But you are not meant to understand everything. You are meant to react to everything. Fast, emotional, unfiltered. Because a population that reacts constantly never has time to think clearly. And when you don't think clearly, you don't question deeply. You just pick a side, defend it, fight for it. And in doing so, you stay busy, while the structure behind it all stays untouched. So question deeply, guys, and wake up. Divide, label, repeat. The system doesn't need control through force anymore in the modern generation. It has something better: labels. Left, right, up, down, dump, smart. This side, that side, good, evil. You don't need chains when people divide themselves willingly. Because once you attach identity to a side, you stop questioning it. You defend it. Even when it contradicts you. Even when it fails you. Even when it lies to you. Even when it's not you in general. Because now it's not just an opinion, it's who you are. And the system loves that. Because a divided population is predictable, easy to guide, easy to provoke, easy to steer. You think you're fighting the system, but you're fighting each other. And that's the trap. Stop making labels. Stop making the label your identity. Start being you. Start being authentic. Be yourself. Information without truth. We've never had more access to information than previous eras. News, streams, feeds, podcasts. opinions, endless. And yet, clarity has never been rarer because information is no longer about truth. It's about influence. What gets pushed, what gets buried, what gets framed, what gets repeated. And after a while, you don't know what's real anymore. Not because truth disappeared, but because it got buried under the noise. And when people feel lost, they don't search deeper. They attach to the first narrative that gives them certainty. Even if it's incomplete, even if it's manipulated in most of the cases, because uncertainty is uncomfortable. And the system knows that. So it feeds you just enough information to feel informed, but not enough to understand what really happened. The illusion of control. Here's the truth. Most people think they are in control. They choose what to watch, what to believe, what to support. But look closer. How many of those choices were influenced, suggested, pushed, repeated until familiar? Because familiarity feels like truth. And repetition feels like reality. So people say, I decided this. But what they really did was follow the strongest signal. And the system, it controls signals, not your mind directly, just what reaches it. And when you control what people see, you shape how they think without even forcing them. Now let's step back and get the animal in the room for this episode. The world isn't falling apart, it's being seen. People say the world is fucked. And yeah, it feels like it. Corruption exposed, conflicts everywhere, trust breaking down, voices getting louder, truth getting harder to find. But here's a different angle. Maybe it was always like this. You just didn't see it. Maybe it was all along, right in front of your eyes. Because systems don't become corrupt overnight. They just become visible. And visibility feels like chaos. To people who were comfortable in an illusion, in the bubble that they live in. So what you're feeling right now isn't the end of the world. It's the end of ignorance. And that's uncomfortable because now you have to think. Now you have to choose. And now you have to stand without leaning on narratives. And that's where most people freeze. Because till this day, you're comfortable. You lived in a bubble. You know that eating grass is better than eating meat, and to order a water in a pub is a sacred thing. But now you have to decide, are you gonna eat grass or are you gonna feed yourself good, a steak, and drink whiskey with it? That's the problem that we have. Maybe we didn't see it all. Everything was like that before. Now it's just more and more exposed. And now people actually not trying, they just blowing up bubbles and see what really is happening. Stop being a bubble. Try to think. So here's the howl of the week. This one goes to the observers, the ones who don't jump on every headline, the ones who don't pick a side blindly, the ones who sit back, watch, and think. You're not slow, you are disciplined. In a world addicted to reaction, you choose awareness. And that my friend, that's rare. Stay grounded. Don't get pulled into noise. And just see a little more clearly than the others. The system doesn't need you to be stupid. It just needs you to be busy. Busy reacting, busy arguing, busy choosing sides, busy eating grass. Because A busy mind doesn't question structure. So slow down, step back, watch patterns instead of moments. Because once you see the pattern, you stop being controlled by the moment. This was episode 44 of the Bulls Bar podcast. The system doesn't break, it reveals. No sides, no noise, just one clear perspective. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and don't let the system think for you. See you at the bar.